welcome to the show. Now, Ricardo will sing the entire intro.
Magical crypto. Anyway, best thing to do is simply to hodl. What's a young pony to do in a sea of shady DeFi scams? We have to change it because it's 2020 now.
Yeah, we're so out of date.
I know. What is an ICO? No one even knows anymore.
Well, Pony won't invest in all the DeFi scams. That's what he's going to do.
Exactly.
He already did.
Exactly. I'm so far ahead of everyone.
So, first of all, thank you everyone who is here. Make sure to check out the islands as well afterwards from the sponsors who sponsored our MCCVR, as you all know. Let's start. So, Bitcoin is near its all-time high.
Wait,
it's actually
we have an advertisement.
You want to do that first? Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, okay. Wait. All right.
Okay, Rick, you should go front and center for this.
Okay, I must move. All right, I'm going to go front and center. Okay.
Ricky.
There goes. In a bull market, he must fight to survive. One man will try. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong advert. Let's try this one. There's nothing magical about missing out on crypto market action because your exchange, Coinbase, is down. So choose an exchange you know you can rely on. An exchange that's been around since before Charlie launched Litecoin. An exchange that's seen it all in this market. Choose Bitstamp, the world's longest running crypto exchange. Bitstamp has been one of the top exchanges since 2011 due to the quality of their service and commitment to supporting the growth of the crypto industry. Right now, the Pioneer Exchange is adding support for new assets and getting rid of all trading fees on newly listed pairs. Because the only thing better than low fees is no fees. So get on Bitstamp.net or download the Bitstamp app and start trading in minutes.
Minutes.
Subject to KYC and AML regulations. Terms and conditions apply.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, not bad. Not your best work, but passable.
That was pretty good. So can you really trade in minutes
I mean, that's
without doing KYC?
That's what the script says. I just read the script. I have no idea.
I guess people should go check it out.
Don't trust verify.
You missed a really big opportunity here to use your hands. You could have danced it.
I could have done another interpretive dance because that went so well last time.
Oh yeah.
Well, it did.
Well, it got a lot of views. That's for sure.
It did.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, so with Bitcoin here, it's all-time high. It actually broke all-time high market cap yesterday. And companies like MicroStrategy, Square buying large portions of BTC, and GBTC buying more BTC than is being mined now. Does this feel different than the past cycles for you, or does it feel the same? To me, it feels like there's way less hype now, and there's a big lack of dips. Like you would see like 10% swings before, and now it just seems like everything's being bought up so fast, which is annoying if you want to buy lower.
We still have 10% swings,
Well, the thing is,
but they just don't last long.
Well, the thing is, we're just at the beginning of this bull market, right? So the media hasn't even gone crazy talking about Bitcoin yet. So that's why it feels like it's kind of boring so far, just slowly going up. But when it goes crazy, you guys will feel it.
Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of Bitcoiners don't really seem very excited. I don't think anyone's really going to care until we break 20K. For a lot of us, it's really just expected. We're waiting for it to happen, and we've been waiting for a while, and we kind of knew it was coming. So I don't even know if this is the beginning of the bull market. I think the real beginning starts at maybe 30K when real FOMO starts hitting.
Well, to me, it still feels like you said that the dips still happen, but really not that much anymore. Not compared to like the previous cycle. I'm comparing now to like December 2016, and it really feels a lot volatile. It just keeps going up basically.
Yeah, that I must admit that this is the. I was reading somewhere something along the lines of it's like the longest sort of upward trend that it's had without a 30% fallback in Bitcoin's history. So it's definitely like maybe it's due to there being more interest from people who have got strong hands, and it's no longer it's sort of matured a bit, but it's definitely feeling a little bit different to 2017 or any of the previous bull runs.
Well, I think there's a lot more conviction now. So you got people like Michael Saylor who have bought a lot for his company, MicroStrategy, and personally bought a lot too. And he said he's holding it for 100 years and he's not going to sell it for a couple dollars gains. And I think what you said is true. Like a lot of those weaker retail hands that fold when they see a little dip, they're out. It's just strong hands all the way.
Yeah.
Well, also, of course, you have the inflation. There's less inflation now than the previous cycles. That will also help, obviously, with the price going up. But also, like you said, I think institutional buyers they're not that eager to sell right now. Of course, once they start selling, that might cause again a big dump. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I think they will just try to accumulate as much as possible under the previous all-time high, which is around 20K. So
yeah, but the thing is,
it's been very interesting.
It's a different macro environment now. There's just so much money printing, and it doesn't make sense to sell. Like, why would you sit in USD? That's like an inferior asset. I mean, I could imagine you selling and buying gold, but just selling to hold dollars is kind of pointless now, unless you're unaware of the environment.
I actually don't think it's that different. Even 4 years ago during the last bull run, people were saying, "Oh, it's so different now compared to the previous bull run, 7, 8
the other
years
4
ago."
years ago, when it's like $1.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is so different." Remember when I tweeted saying that everyone should be careful of a drop? We can drop 80, 90%. Everybody replied and said, "This year is so different from 4 years ago. There is no way we're going to drop for 80%." And look what happened.
Yeah, but it was true.
But now today,
that 4 year ago mark was different than the previous 4 year mark. But this 4 year mark is also very, very different. It's always different.
But don't be cocky.
In different ways.
That's what I say.
Yeah. But
So
Charlie, no one ever remembers when you warn people to be careful. They only remember the all-time high stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
That's true. But also now you hear ridiculous claims like, "Oh, now Bitcoiners are finally in profit." How many people actually bought above 18.5K?
I mean, it was so briefly above 18K that you would have had to really have mistimed the market to have bought then,
and not have bought anything else lower.
Yeah.
Well,
to not be in profit.
It could be some, I don't know, some small retail buyers, 1,000 people that bought $20.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, it's not. I don't think it's much beyond that, right?
Yeah. Well, everyone.
Most people are in the green.
I know some people that bought above 16. I don't know anyone that bought 18, but everyone that bought at 16-ish, they've been averaging for the whole bear market. So they've been good a while ago.
Yeah, everyone's extremely happy today, right now.
Wait until we hit 100K or 5. Yesterday there was I don't remember who said it, from ARK Invest, Caitlin something, that says that Bitcoin is going to 500K. I mean, if you start hearing stuff like that, it's dangerous territory. Also, do you guys actually worry about Michael Saylor being too worshipped? That once people start worshipping Bitcoiners, that always ends in a bad way. Remember Roger Ver and Eric Voorhees and stuff like that? You worry about that?
Not really. I mean, what can they do, right? Look at what happened to Roger. What can you do?
Create a new
I mean,
if
fork
you-
and
like-
split off like and lose shit a load of money. I don't know. That was
Yeah,
just
but that
something
doesn't
I was
affect
thinking
any-
about. Like,
I don't know. I'm not really worried.
Speaking of Sailor and Roger, Roger Ver just unfollowed Michael Saylor recently. That was pretty funny. Maybe
Well,
it's because Saylor is the new Bitcoin Jesus.
yeah, he is.
yeah, see, but when you say something like that, that's kind of dangerous territory again, in my opinion.
Yeah, but okay. So I think maybe some of the newer people might be at risk, but for I guess the older Bitcoiners, we've been through this and we've watched all these guys fall one by one. And I don't know, people said that we've fallen too after we invested in INX too. So I think everyone has their moment, and eventually you just get
It's all downhill. It's all downhill.
What was I saying? You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I guess
Yep.
we're villains
Well,
now.
it's a very different world too. I think having gone through the whole fork wars, we've kind of inoculated ourselves to that. I think it's kind of a learning process, right? No one really understands Bitcoin, and then you go through this, and maybe you believe Roger or somebody, and you bought some BCH or Bcash, and then you get wrecked, and then you realize, okay, that's a shit coin. I'm not gonna touch that anymore. And if any idiot comes along and says, okay, we are the real Bitcoin, you just ignore them. Growing pains.
I mean, what's interesting is
Wow.
like back in the day, Moshe Popescu, who some of you may remember, had like he was quite a loud person on IRC, and anyone who walked into Bitcoin assets, you didn't get voiced. I mean, you could ask to get voiced, and the room was moderated, so if you didn't have voice, you couldn't speak. You could ask to get voiced, but unless you presented a compelling reason to a mod, you weren't going to get voice. And his whole theory was you needed to lurk for 6 months, like or more, and learn about Bitcoin before you get the privilege of getting rated by the bot, and you're able to get voiced automatically. And I kind of think it's not a bad thing. I wish more people would do that. Just sit and learn for 6 months. I wish there was a way to force them to just take in information. But the problem is people come in and they're like, oh, okay, so how do I get rich? And when you start with that premise, you're not going to learn.
That's
yeah,
a
but
good
everyone
point.
wants to get rich. So how do you stop that?
Yeah. See, this is where someone like Michael Saylor is different, right? He already was reasonably well off. I mean, I don't think he was struggling for money at all. Clearly not.
He's more than reasonably well off.
Yeah, exactly. He's pretty rich already. So when he comes in, he can afford to take the time and to learn. Although that doesn't seem to always apply, because you've got that Chinese guy who lost $150 million or something crazy. Because he just didn't take the time to learn it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, honestly.
I saw a tweet about it. It's been
It's like a
tweeted about for couple of
Chinese
days.
billionaire that bought some Bitcoins, and then he sold it when it dropped like a bit. He sold all of it and just decided to get out.
I think how much money you have and how well off you are has nothing to do with, like, David Portnoy is pretty well off, and he just bought and sold it and panicked.
Well, he's not but well off compared to like Michael Saylor, so.
And it's also more like a hype guy, you know.
It was the SoftBank CEO. I mean, like, this is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Masayoshi-san, sorry, Japanese, not Chinese, and he says that he invested around 200 million in Bitcoin, and he ended up selling at a loss of 50 million. So he put money in like 2017 and sold in early 2018, and which would have made his losses closer to like 100.
But wasn't he like a Bitcoin Cash guy? He was into Bitcoin Cash or BSV, right?
That's a different guy. That's Kitao-san from SBI, and he's like a Ripple and BSV guy.
But I think the point being that it's not about having money. It's about having the money and then also saying, like, you know what, I'm going to learn how this thing works. You throw money in it at 2017 and then it crashes in 2018, and your reaction is, okay, I'm pulling all my money out. That's like, don't be surprised that you end up regretting it a few years later.
Yeah, but there's not that much to learn. I mean, there's a lot of people that understand it. It's like Bitcoin rewards people that understand basic math. There's 21 million of these, and they're limited. So
No, I
that's
think
all you need to learn.
I don't think
be a
that's
bit
true.
patient.
I think that there's a lot to learn about Bitcoin's resilience, and like you have to prove that resilience to yourself. You can't just go like, oh, it's math, and so therefore I'm going to put 200 million in. Like you need to actually understand why there's longevity. Otherwise, you're going to view it with over a short time scale, and then you're going to end up getting burnt.
I don't think so. I think you just need to know there's a finite supply and that the fiat dollars are being printed at will, and that's enough. Like that should be enough for the average person to grok Bitcoin.
Well,
and
not
then
really, because
there's
then
a lot of
I don't think a SoftBank CEO is an
then you
average
might
person,
buy
right?
Bitcoin Cash, right?
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, I think
those are-
we went deep enough in this on this topic. Let's move on.
segue.
Yeah, it was just like
Segue?
talking about rich guys. Bitonic, Dutch exchange, is required to weigh stricter KYC measures from the, I guess the Netherlands Central Bank or something like that. I had the article open right here. So in a notice published on Monday, the exchange said it will now ask users for extra information, such as the purpose with which you intend to purchase Bitcoin and what kind of wallet you use. It said it must obtain proof from customers that they are the legitimate owner of a Bitcoin address by uploading a screenshot of their wallet or by signing a message with the Bitcoin address.
So that's your central bank,
that?
right?
Huh. Yeah, no, I'm not Dutch.
I thought you were.
Really? How, you thought he was Dutch?
Aren't you, Samson, aren't you Korean or something?
Yes, yeah. Samson, you're Asian, right? So you must be Chinese.
Oh my god.
It's nearby, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
yes, it's nearby, like Japan is nearby to
how
China.
racist can you be? I hope this is being recorded. Like seriously, I hope this is being recorded so I can use it later.
Yo, I apologize on behalf of the other racist people in this group. I'm sorry, Whale Panda.
Well, Samson, we all know Will Panda's from Germany, so I mean, come on, get your country straight.
I know.
Anyway, don't you think it's like crazy? Do you worry that other countries will follow with this sort of crazy KYC measures? I mean, having to prove that the Bitcoin address belongs to you and having to like justify why you're buying Bitcoin. That's yeah.
Yeah, but I read it. The proof of the address belonging to you is a screenshot. That's pretty weak proof, isn't it?
You can easily fake it. I mean, right? If someone else sent in the Bitcoin for you, just have them sign it.
Yeah, that's true too.
I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah, true, but like still you still need to justify why you're buying Bitcoin. Oh, because I want to buy some wheat online or what? Like that's not really a problem.
You can't buy it for investment purposes.
Yeah.
Well, just tell them I'm buying drugs with this. That's the best answer, right?
Yeah, that's great. That'll definitely fly.
So you guys are not worried about this sort of behavior from central banks?
If every exchange starts doing like more and more strict KYC, then I'll be worried. But I don't, yeah, just one exchange doing it's not really.
You already have to do all the compliance stuff at KYC.
AML,
KYC.
It's early for me.
AMY, KYL, NZB. You were close, Samson. Don't worry. Keep going.
But that's a huge overhead for the exchanges, and now they add another step. I mean, if this keep going in this direction, I think no one's going to run exchange anymore just because it's too costly.
But I mean, to some degree, this is not too dissimilar to some exchanges asking you for source of funds, right? I mean, that does happen occasionally.
Yeah, they do. They ask you where you got the money from.
I guess it depends on
banks.
Go ahead.
Banks do that.
Yeah, but source of funds is when you deposit, right? But if you're just buying and you have funds on exchange, I guess it's when do they ask you? Is it every time you if you wire in 10K, is it every single buy or is it one-time thing? Like,
No, I actually it's also if you deposit like Bitcoin, they say how you got that or where you got that Bitcoin from, like from investing, from
Yeah, so then it's
trading,
standard
from
source of fund stuff. I mean, like that, there's EDD requirements in Europe that apply to not just Bitcoin, but like certain deposits to your bank where they might ask you for source of funds if it triggers an EDD process. So I don't think that is that unusual or that unexpected. And it depends. Obviously, it should trigger on a certain value. I think the issue here is that this seems to be triggering on any amount, not just on like, oh, you've put in more than $10,000 or something.
yeah, but it didn't sound like a source of funds. It was, why are you buying, right? That means you're depositing
Yes.
fiat.
Yeah, in this case it is. So
Yeah.
why are you buying?
So, yeah. So standard answer is drugs.
Good
Yeah,
luck with
I don't think it's too bad. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see. I just hope it doesn't get out of hand.
Okay. Wait, I missed something. Okay. No. Okay. Moving on. So there was the. Do we really need to talk about this about the Bcash fork? Charlie wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, Charlie loves Bcash.
Yeah.
I love Bcash.
What's going on there? So Bcash had another fork where Amaury, which is I don't even know. Now you have two BCH and a BCH ABC or something. I don't even know what's going on there at the moment.
I thought it was
So
called Bitcoin.
BCHN is the real Bitcoin Cash, but BitcoinCash.org is controlled by BCHA, and has the fake Bitcoin Cash on it.
I'm so
Does that make sense?
Oh, I remember that. They were saying you guys should return this domain name because it's not right. You have it. And then Aaron Van Werdum said, "Why
Yeah.
don't you guys return Bitcoin.com?"
Yeah, someone tweeted saying that it was like I forgot who, but they're saying they should return BitcoinCash.org to the real Bitcoin Cash team, which is BCHN now. So funny, so ironic.
Yeah. So and the price just keeps going down. So everything's fine. Everything's going normal. So because actually at the start of the year I did a couple of predictions and I predicted that Bitcoin Cash will no longer be the top currencies, and they were 7 or 8 now. I don't know if Polkadot passed them or didn't pass them anymore. So soon they will be out of the top 10. Even with so many coins never being claimed or dumped on the market, that's just sad, really. Oh, and congratulations, Charlie, on the flapping.
Thank
Is
you.
he still flapping, or is he unflapping?
No, it's still flapping. So yeah. So Polkadot, Bitcoin Cash passed Polkadot again, so they're now 7. But that shouldn't last long. I guess like BNB, Binance Coin, Polkadot will pass them again soon.
Well,
because who's really buying?
Yeah, the entire value proposition of these fork coins is that they lied to people and tricked them. So eventually, as people realize, then it's going to go down and drop out of the top 10.
I was just looking at like a top coins from 2018, and Bitcoin Diamond was in the top 10 at $300 a coin. Can you believe that?
Yeah, because market cap is a horrible metric. It is. How much is it worth multiplied by how much it is, and then that's like I guess the brilliant part of fork coin marketing, right? You already have that supply, so you multiply it out. It's not even circulating supply.
Yeah, that's my point also about Bitcoin Cash, because if you really consider how many coins were claimed, they're nowhere there in the top 10.
Well, technically it's circulating because it's out there, but it's not really circulating. But CoinMarketCap and those sites, they only care about like past circulating coins, so it's a loophole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you have to say for Bitcoin Cash, if people have Bitcoin in cold storage and they're not going to come take it out to claim the Bitcoin Cash, but they still have it. They can sell it anytime if they want to. So you can't say just because it hasn't moved, it's not part of the circulating supply.
Yeah, but that's a difficult argument. I mean, if you really want to sell it, you have to take some risks. First, you're taking it out of cold storage. Second, you have to import your key into some shitty client and install that. And I know some people that bought like a burner laptop to dump their coins because they don't want to their other machines, because you never know what's in those other clients.
And the other issue there is like if you've got physical coins, then you'd have to peel the hologram, which is not a good idea. So there's and I mean there's a bunch of physical blocks and physical coins out there, so that's problematic.
Yeah,
that's true. There's thousands of physical Bitcoins.
Yep. How's Litecoin Cash doing, Charlie?
Well, it's never done well, so I don't even know if it still exists. That's funny because the Litecoin Cash people actually did come out back then and said Litecoin Cash is the real Litecoin.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And no one ever made Monero Cash.
No, you had some Monero forks.
Yeah, there were some Monero forks. They weren't very interesting.
Electronym.
That's a funny one. Electronium. I saw some tweets the other day. I didn't even bother replying to them, but they're like, it was some interview with like the Electronium CEO, and he's extending an olive branch to Monero because he really likes Monero. It's like, what?
Oh god. And that's a pretty big diss, Rick, because you reply to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, if I ignore you, then like that's a fate worse than death. Like,
yeah, you even reply to all the BSV guys.
Yeah, I'm being educational.
Talking about BSV guys, you saw yesterday that Kevin Pham left BSV and he's now going full religious. He's going to study the Bible. I'm not joking. Like, this is 100% serious. So
yeah, he gave up on Bitcoin.
I even made a joke and said I've given up on Bitcoin SV, which some people thought was serious, and they were like, "The Bitcoin SV influencer has given up on Bitcoin." It's like, what?
Yeah, we're early still.
The Bitcoin SV people are really in disbelief. They're like, it doesn't make sense why our coin is not worth anything when Bitcoin is pumping. They're like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, that same logic applies to Bitcoin Cash people.
That's true.
Well, they're bad at looking at history. Like every time Bitcoin does a big jump in price, it usually leaves behind a lot of the coins in the top 10. I think few can survive.
It leaves behind all coins for a while, and then there's alt season, which may or may not happen.
No,
all seasons seem to be getting weaker and weaker.
It will happen, and then you will, as soon as you hear people going like, "Oh, the flippening" or something like that will happen anytime soon, then you just dump all your alts back to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin goes again. That's like the normal cycle.
Yeah,
basically just go against what everyone else is doing.
Yep, that's why I was actually So you remember in January 2018 there was this article in New York Times, I believe. Everyone's getting hilariously rich,
and
you're not. I found, like, I saw it again yesterday. That was like the perfect top. I should have.
That was a sign.
Sold everything. Once you hear something like that in the mainstream media, that's like, okay, it's time to take some profit.
Or CNBC going on like a whole thing about how to buy Ripple. That's when you know that it's about time to sell.
Wasn't that at like $3?
Yeah,
it was like at the peak. They were teaching people how to buy XRP.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that article, if you never saw that article, just Google like everyone's getting hilariously rich, and you'll get the article. It's about ICO influencers and stuff like that. And if you look at the date, it was like the exact top of the market, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, it is true that happens, right? When you see people like crazily bullish, that's when it's time to sell. And then when you see people saying, "That's it, I give up on Bitcoin," that's when you know it's at the bottom. It's time to buy.
Yeah. Just need to make sure that it's like the dumb money and not the smart money that you're following. It also depends on who you're following. But mainstream media, that's usually a good counter indicator. Or Peter Schiff.
Yeah. But I think this round, maybe the mainstream media is going to be okay because I think we're going to go to 100K. So if they're like saying, these guys are buying Bitcoin and getting hilariously rich, 20K, we just might get more hilarious.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you will not see that yet at 20K. I think maybe higher up, but 20K is barely like all-time high. It's really the main thing now is you see a lot of people saying to dump gold for Bitcoin, which we never had that before. Even like what was it, CIO of the BlackRock. And stuff like that. You hear it quite a lot now that people are really actively looking to buy Bitcoin rather than gold. It's a big institutional.
That is true, and that's actually quite amazing because gold actually has done quite well the past year. So given how well gold has done, and people are still saying dump gold to buy Bitcoin, that's actually pretty amazing.
Huh. Are you friends with Peter Schiff now?
I'm not.
I'm not.
No, but
Peter
anyway,
Schiff's son is big into Bitcoin, so that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, that's actually good, hilarious.
Yeah. But the BlackRock thing is interesting because that guy is like talking about it. It sounds like he partially understands it, but BlackRock is not into Bitcoin yet, and they have 7-odd trillion under AUM. So when they decide to get in,
imagine if they started getting, they just put like 1% into Bitcoin, and the market will go crazy.
Exactly.
But
they just need to dip their toe.
Like, if he mentions it, don't you think he already has a position? Don't you think it's a bit naive to think like?
That.
No,
They can't really have a position.
Regulated.
Yeah, but he's probably looking into it. I mean, given everything else that's going on, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they put 1% into Bitcoin, it's like a quarter of the Bitcoin market cap, something like that.
Yeah. So my point was actually more that if you consider the market cap of gold versus the market cap of Bitcoin, and now everyone's saying, well, not everyone, but a lot of people saying like you should actually buy Bitcoin instead of gold. That can be a very strong signal for a market.
Yeah, on the BTC times, we have a Bitcoin to gold ratio. I think that is the ratio to watch when we overtake gold market cap.
Are we almost 10% yet? Bitcoin versus
like
gold. Gold is what?
Something.
Wait,
gold is 7 trillion.
No, it must be 5%. We're at like 300. Well, how many billions are we?
We're at 300 something billion, aren't we?
Yeah, so
345 to be exact.
Versus 7 trillion.
So right now the Bitcoin to gold ratio is
actually
8.
It's 9 trillion market cap.
Yeah.
It depends on how you count it.
2.78%.
But yeah. Oops. Teleport.
Still have a long way to go. Okay, so another thing that recently happened is PayPal. So it's because I don't have a US PayPal account. I didn't really check it out. Also, I don't really trust PayPal that much. But how you guys see that influencing the crypto market, Bitcoin market, Litecoin market? I guess not the Monero market because.
Sorry, Rick.
The Bitcoin Cash market.
So you guys think that it's big news? Like I tweeted that like friends don't let friends buy Bitcoin on PayPal, but yeah,
it's good for awareness. I think it's like things like Libra or whatever. It's good for mainstream awareness and getting people orange pilled. But I don't think it's a very useful tool because you can't withdraw your Bitcoin. It's not your Bitcoin at all. It's like a synthetic.
So it's price exposure, right? And it's price exposure from a trusted source, from someone that people, not everyone obviously, but that a lot of people do have trust.
A lot of people.
So I think I think that alone is valuable. And I think I for one don't think that it's worthwhile discounting the effect that something like that has. I mean, at some point, I think we're pretty hopeful that it'll be normal for your bank to offer a Bitcoin vault or a Bitcoin, the security servicey thing that you can buy. My bank lets me buy gold. They store, they quote unquote store the gold for me, but I mean, like they have that there as an investment strategy. So I could imagine like them offering at some point the same thing for Bitcoin. So I don't think I think that this should be something that we should accept and embrace, because it's, even though that we won't personally let our friends and family use it, it is an eventuality, and it is good for the ecosystem.
Yep, I agree. And
I think it's actually. I think it's great. There's a.
You go.
I'll go. So there are a few things, right? One is like Rick said, there's price exposure for people who are new and who can't really easily buy Bitcoins elsewhere. The other thing is awareness, right? If you go to PayPal.com, you log in, like buy Bitcoin is like one of the first things you see. So a lot of people who are new, who just got introduced to Bitcoin through PayPal, I think that's huge. And the last thing is PayPal is regulated. So if you're buying Bitcoin, Litecoin on them using PayPal, they actually have to go out there and actually buy Bitcoin, Litecoin on the market. So it's demand. It's just more demand, right? Already, Square Cash and Grayscale, they're already eating up all the demand. So now with PayPal coming in, it's actually huge.
Yeah. So a lot of people are worried like people are going to get their Bitcoin frozen in their PayPal account. But I think everything is good for Bitcoin. Once that happens, then it teaches people more like why you want to have your own keys. Like there's no better lesson than getting they're frozen.
Yeah,
That's true. And I think it's just a matter of
PayPal 180-day lock.
It's a matter of time that they'll let people withdraw their Bitcoins. I don't think they're going to stay as like that. Like Square Cash started off with no Bitcoin withdrawal. Also, they really need to get the regulation under control, get fraud under control before they can let people withdraw Bitcoins. Because right now, like there's no fraud. They don't have to care about fraud. You can't defraud. You can't like buy Bitcoin and take it out and then reverse the cash transfer like you can with like Coinbase. So I think PayPal, once they figure out fraud, they will let people withdraw Bitcoin.
I think it's not just that; it's also the tech side. They're missing all that plumbing. They need to build it all to allow for withdrawals. Like Cash App is mobile, so it's more secure. But well, I think PayPal is a mobile app too. But they also serve a lot of people on web, and that's difficult to secure. They need to add a lot more.
Yeah, and there's rumor that they're looking to acquiring like BitGo. I mean, I'm sure they're going to buy some companies that can help them with it.
Yeah.
And they actually got a BIT license, right? So they can serve New York as well.
Do they have a BIT license? So. I actually don't know.
I thought I read
I saw something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. I saw too much news these days.
And it's all too bullish. Where are the good old FUD days? You know, when the news from BitMEX came, a lot of people, including me, expected like a dump or OKX, and nothing really happened. So
a little.
Well, actually, OKX just opened up their withdrawal soon, right? If they haven't already yet.
Yeah, by the 27th of November.
Yes, Star is back in town. Okay. So Ricardo also wanted to mention something more technical now. It's about mining pools censoring transactions.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I think it was just interesting to see this, and frankly, I don't think it's like there were a lot of people that cottoned onto my tweet about it, and I saw. I mean, there's some compelling arguments about why it's why it's not an issue. I guess my concern, and this is the concern that I raised, is that this if this mining pool seems to have some degree of success, then regulators might say all mining pools need to do this. Whether that is enforceable is a totally different discussion. But I think that the main thing is your mining pool that you're using should not be responsible for determining what transactions go into a block. You as a miner should determine what transactions go into a block, and this is why Stratum v2 exists. P2 pool is another option as well, and there are some other proposals, but I think that Stratum whatever v2 is something that it's a good improvement to mining, and it's something that we should be pushing for.
But that's gonna happen though. It's just taking some time, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it is as important as they're presenting it. I think they're just trying to differentiate themselves from the market, and it's just a novel approach that might
Sure.
get them some miners, but I don't see it taking off. I mean, miners are too pragmatic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's. I mean, I don't see miners switching to this unless they're compelled to. But I do think that we can
good luck.
generally make things harder rather than easier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, something else that actually came up yesterday. Marco Santori, chief legal officer from Kraken, tweeted about that yesterday, which is quite interesting actually. So the U.S. Office of Comptroller of the Currency proposes rule prohibiting large banks from discriminating against legal but disfavored customers like oil, gas, business, independent ATM operators, and of course crypto companies. Because in the past it was very difficult for people to get bank accounts linked
so
to
Marco proposed this?
Bitcoin. No. The U.S. Office of the Comptroller of Currency proposed the rule.
Okay. He just tweeted it or something, right?
He just tweeted it. Yeah. Because Operation Choke Point was a long-standing effort to cripple.
What does that even mean?
Well, it means the bank can't say no, we don't want you because you're a crypto company.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they say no because it's too risky for them. I mean,
but that's not,
like, how can you have a law that says you can't say no when it's too risky for them? The reason why they say no to crypto companies is because they're afraid of the regulators coming back and like punishing them for something that they did.
Yeah, but right now it's quite heavy-handed. Like, even if you don't deal in crypto, you have the word crypto in your company, they can say no, right? I think it's to dial things back and make things more reasonable. Like, I know for example, in Canada, it's very hard for any company remotely related to cryptocurrencies to get a bank account. All the banks will just say no.
Yeah.
So instead of getting Congress to pass a bill outlawing the industry, they just got regulators to make their lives tough by leaning on the banks to shut down their accounts. Basically, that's how it happened in the past. So it should just be easier for crypto companies to get bank accounts, which I guess is a very good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so now we'll have people coming on stage to ask us questions. I hope they're interesting questions. I mean, it's Udi. You never know if it's going to be...
How do we get people to come on stage to ask us questions?
I don't know.
We will promote them to backstage, and then they can just walk down the ramp and come on stage.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, Lena says few minutes, so stall for time.
Okay, Charlie, tell a joke.
Now, I was just going to say, now Ricardo's going to come to the middle of the stage and start dancing.
Well, Charlie, you have hands. You could dance. Ooh.
That's all I can do.
That's
I can also do this.
Can you point? Ooh.
This must be really exciting for the people watching.
Yeah, like white hands on top of a white avatar.
What is?
I thought Charlie wasn't white.
Is it an L for... Oh, that's racist. Is that an L for Litecoin?
Yeah, right here.
Oh.
Talking about racism.
Okay, they're ready. They are coming out. He's coming out of the closet. Or the backstage, at least.
He says yo.
One at a time. Someone go first. Oh, it's MZ. Hello.
Can you talk?
Yep.
Say
If I'm
something.
unmuted, I can talk. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
Cool show, cool price movement. So
Yeah,
I will start with my
Wait, has the price moved?
No, not right now. I don't know. It's all about the price. So my question is also to price, I thought. So, which price movement is the best for Bitcoin? What do you think? Like going up straight, going down straight, going slowly. So, for overall, yeah.
If it goes up too fast, it will go down fast again. So overall, price movement needs to be like in steps. Like if it can stick around now between 17 and 19K for a couple of weeks, that would actually be perfect, because then the next movement will be higher. And if you just go from 17K to like 30K, you will go back to 20K. So it needs to go in steps, because
So basically, what Whale Panda's saying is, if it can do the same thing it's been doing over the last decade, that would be great.
yeah, exactly. Not going up too fast. Well, we always have to assist the similar cycles, but now, like I said earlier, it's a bit crazy that there are no dips, which is kind of unusual. But as long as it doesn't go up too fast, it should all be good.
I think it doesn't matter. It should just jump to 100K.
Oh, you
it might
can
not going up.
Or what?
It might just jump to 100K.
Going up fast will get more people talking about it.
Yeah,
That's one of the benefits.
There's such limited supply on the order books now that I think even if you did that massive jump, it may not necessarily come back down.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's what they said last time, Samson.
Yeah, that's really not how it works.
This time is different. We talked about this, guys. This time is different.
This time
It's
is
never
different.
it's never different. No, but
Famous
also,
last words.
But also, now I forgot what I wanted to say. What Charlie was saying. What were you saying?
Are you awake?
I'm
11 a.m.
Yeah,
It's like 2 a.m. for me, so I don't know what you guys are
I completely lost
complaining
my train of thought.
Okay.
Oh well.
I think we'll hover around 20K, and then we're going to see some massive spikes after 20K. That's just my theory, though.
I mean, the 20K is when mainstream media starts writing articles about everyone getting, well, not everyone getting ridiculously rich, but they start writing articles about Bitcoin re-reaching its all-time high.
Yeah, because what we're saying now,
we were already seeing that. Reuters wrote something.
But if you check like the Google search, which is actually a pretty good indicator, there's no one really looking for Bitcoin yet on how to buy Bitcoin.
And quite frankly, like the articles that have been written thus far have not been. I mean, like I saw an article that went something along the lines of Bitcoin has hit $18,000 and no one's talking about it. So there isn't much in MSM just yet.
Yep. Did we actually answer the question? Kind of. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So I get it should move exactly the same as maybe the last years. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The same as it's always done.
Perfect. So yeah. So let's do that, I think. Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, just keep buying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
let's do it.
Like yesterday, I got from a good source that some European bank is trying to buy 10,000 BTC and asking me if I knew a seller that had 10,000 BTC who want to sell now. I said no.
Don't sell your Bitcoin, Whale Panda.
What?
Did you introduce them to Fluffy Pony?
No, Ricardo only wants to sell it at 1 million. So
I can't sell anything. It's all at the bottom of the lake or the ocean. Sorry,
right.
whichever.
Well, you need to drain the ocean then first.
By a certain price, it would be worth it for you to.
I was going to say that. I was just going to say that. There's a price point at which it's going to make economic sense to drain the lake and get keys out.
To drain the whole lake.
Yeah, but which lake?
The lake is the ocean.
Yeah. All of them.
That reminds me of the dump. Do you remember the dump? The dump where the hard disk went?
Yeah.
That's an old story.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's
that guy's
a
the Bcasher now.
There's a price point at which it becomes logical to go and check that entire dump, basically.
Well, what Ricardo told me in private yesterday was that he wanted to be richer than Bezos. So we're waiting for that.
Why would I say that?
You should be competing with Elon. He's your fellow South African.
Exactly.
And you're younger than him, so you have a few years on him.
And I have more hair than Jeff, so there's that too.
And Elon.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks, MZ, for the question.
Okay. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And now, Justin's son.
Hey, Justin.
I'm not Justin's son.
Hey, Justin.
Did you invite Justin
I'm
this
not
time?
Justin. Yeah. Hey everyone, I can't see anyone, but I believe that you're there. What's up? I have a question.
They're all invisible.
I have a question, but my question isn't about price action. My question is about VR. Because this is a VR event, and well, we're running a few VR events too on Reckless VR every weekend. There's actually shout out to the Reckless VR gang. There's a bunch of them here right now.
Kick him now.
Like, let's see if you can kick me off. There's like MZ here, and Michael, and JC, and Kitty, and Goodcore, and Hans. I probably missed a few guys. Anyways, so look, my question is, you've done this like event, you've done the awesome conference in September, but what do you think about like VR's future? Because as we all know, it's a bit clunky right now. Do you think this is going somewhere? Or do you think this is going to stay a gimmick because it's been for a few years? How do you see this going?
No, the top of VR was MCCVR. It's all downhill from here.
Well, that was a pretty low top.
And here's a dirty secret. None of us are wearing VR headsets. We're just on our laptops.
Yeah, me neither.
I am.
Oh, you are?
Right, Charlie is. You can see he's moving his hands.
You didn't know how I was. I have hands.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So you're like, is it really that early?
No, it's not that early. It's 11 a.m. But I honestly don't know. I really liked it, but I also like enjoy meeting people in real life. And especially now with the whole COVID situation, I'm really looking forward to another conference, actually, to seeing people, having a drink with people. And there are certain things that you cannot really discuss in VR or like networking that work better in person, in my opinion. At the moment, at least. Maybe it will change. But
What's the next physical conference?
I think one thing that I'm definitely missing is just like hanging out with people, having a meal, having a glass of wine. Like, there's no real like counterpart to that in VR at all.
Camaraderie. That's the word you were looking for.
We have camaraderie right here.
Aw, that's sweet. Well, okay.
It's
that
not
was my
perfect.
question.
It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty good. It's a good experience.
It's a good experience. It's fun to do, but yeah, I don't know.
I think all VR events, even Reckless VR, are just better than nothing right now. So
That's a low bar. That should be your tagline. Reckless VR, it's better than nothing.
I think they should sell the Oculus Quest that way. Facebook should start selling it. This is VR. It's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, I see. By the way, I do marketing.
So Udi, how's life after you got banned from Twitter?
Are you having fun staying poor?
I'm having a lot of fun staying poor. I expect to stay poor for as long as possible. I know you guys talk about price action, but
You actually
maybe I should short Bitcoin. Maybe that will lengthen my.
I thought you just deleted your account or something.
No, I deleted my account. It's true.
Okay.
I did delete my account.
Hey Udi,
Useless.
there's one thing.
Who uses Twitter anyway?
Everyone?
You're missing the best part. Now Twitter has like Instagram stories. You know, the fleets that they call it. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I think I left at the right time. But if
Udi, I was saying,
Sounds
the
like
stories get censored.
What?
What? One at a time.
Do the stories get censored if you make a story about like election fraud? Was it the only
Maybe.
censor
No,
text?
but it's. I think you can't even see someone's stories unless they're following you or you're following something like that. I know they're following you.
They're following you. Yeah.
So dumb.
Well, I don't see the point for fleets on Twitter. I mean, why not just tweet it?
You're using it again as like sort of Instagram just to post pictures or videos.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
people
no
don't like
clue.
like videos.
Well,
on
you
Twitter.
can make stupid calls like saying that Bcash is going to fleet Bitcoin, and then in 24 hours it's deleted, so it's not that bad.
Maybe. But you know what's stupid? I see a lot of Twitter accounts using fleets to post their tweets. They take a screenshot of their tweet and they post it in a fleet.
What?
Yes.
What?
You must follow a lot of people.
Yep. I don't know. I'm too old for this.
Shit.
Yeah.
Udi, there's one thing you can do in VR that you can do in real life. You know what that is?
Walk off stage.
You ready? There.
Whoa.
I can teleport.
That was scary. was
So
scary.
did you delete Reckless VR Twitter too, or you're not really gone then? If you didn't delete it, you're still here.
I did not delete it.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's doing it to get more
we see
people.
through
on
it. We
Reckless
see
VR.
through you, Udi.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, it's the other way around. I use VR to get more people on Twitter.
Interesting.
Sure.
Okay,
Well,
you can go now.
I don't have any more jokes.
Yeah,
That's all I have.
man.
You are the joke, so
Now it's time to bring in Justin Sun.
Oh,
Let's do it.
I can't do the Justin Sun bit again. He played along very nicely, though. You know, I said short of the shit coin. He was all for it. He liked it.
He had no idea you were making fun of him.
Yeah, he probably didn't realize.
So, what's your next trick? Who are you going to bring on next time?
Well, that's a good question. It depends if it's going to be a physical conference or a virtual conference.
Roger Fur.
Well, remember I tried to get Roger Ver to go to MCC 2019. I forgot what it was. He was like bragging about making some donation to some cause, and I said, I'll do that too if you sit in a dunk tank at MCC. I tried. I really tried. I think it was like 50K. I said I would donate 50K if you go to MCC and sit in a dunk tank for 1 hour.
That's a lot of money. He said no?
I think he just ignored it.
He just ignored
Sadly.
you.
Yeah.
I do it.
Oh,
Would you?
Sit in a dunk tank.
For 50K?
How about
Yeah,
$500?
We can make it.
$500.
We can make it an all-time high dunk
I'll
tank.
do it for...
you mean like
I'm sure
physically
there's a lot of
very
people that
high
want to
dunk
dunk
tank,
me.
or
So, what?
A really high dunk tank.
yeah?
That's what Anna's saying.
So you might
Next
actually get
MCC.
hurt, you know?
Next MCC, we'll do it.
Yeah. We'll try.
When is the next
And then
MCC?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. We have the venue for May, but we don't know what the situation is going to be like.
Yeah.
And we
It's
don't know
difficult to
if people
plan
actually
things.
going to show up. I mean, in Europe, they're now talking about the vaccine already. The first doses being delivered before Christmas. So we'll see if people want to take that and then come to New York. I don't.
Are you going to take it?
I don't know.
That's answer that.
We'll
I don't
probably
think
do
I would
it
want to
at
take the
least-
first gen vaccine.
Well, remember that a couple of you said that you needed a vaccine first before you would travel again. So, just saying.
Ricardo's not here anymore.
Yeah, he's.
No, I am. I'm just checking to see if we can get in South Africa, and it's not looking promising.
So you're going to take the first gen vaccine. Maybe you really will turn
bro,
into a pony.
It's not like buying a first gen Apple product. I mean, there's a little bit more research that's gone into this.
Well, we bought currency, so what?
I don't know. Apple products are usually researched for a few years before they go on sale, and the vaccine was not, for sure.
It's not like you're buying the Chinese or the Russian vaccine. So if you buy the Pfizer one, like, I'm assuming it's better than the Russian or the Chinese one.
What could go wrong?
It could be the next Viagra. Who knows?
Rick, let us know.
Oh, yeah, the side effects. You're gonna be with a huge boner on stage. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Udi, for that very interesting question that no one really cares about. I
Bye.
guess bye.
Bye.
I guess that's
Bye.
the show. We've been talking about an hour, a bit more than. So thank you for the people who are here. I guess it's the last time we're using MCCVR, Samson, because I think we will.
I don't know, unless there's popular demand.
Well,
We can always spin up the world again.
I still think it's like it's cool, but we have more viewers and stuff like that on YouTube anyway. And there's more interaction if we actually see each other. Because now, I'm dressed very nicely, cleanly shaved, everything, and yeah, you just see my panda out here. So
yeah, I'm not even looking at the screen.
I'm not even wearing pants, so I don't. I mean, that's good for you.
Are you ever wearing pants? I mean,
no one knows.
No one knows.
Okay, so thank you all for watching, and I guess keep following us on Twitter and see when our next show is. Also, make sure to check out the islands from the sponsors, because there's some really cool islands. What?
There's more stuff. So the Kaiser report is on in 4 hours.
4 hours here.
In 5.5 hours. So Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert will be coming on. Also, the Grand Arena. So the world is open for the next, 8 hours or so. And you can attend another show in VR with Max and Stacey. Yay! Yay!
Cool. I'll be asleep.
Will mention the giveaway again.
For to win the giveaway, to win a coin guide. What was it? The seed thing and the other thing, and the open dime. And yeah, I know. I'm trying to, I'm trying to find the tweet now. The open dime or the seed. Find us in the world and take a screenshot with us and a selfie with us, and reply or tag us on Twitter, and we will have 1 or 2 or 3 winners. I honestly don't know, because Lina didn't tell me how many winners there are going to be.
There will be winners. It's not a scam. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, there will not be a Tesla, but there will be an open dime or seed blade. And thank you, Rodolfo, MVK, for providing us with the giveaway. Yeah, that's about it.
Yes, that's about it.
So,
okay.
Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.
See you next time. See you on YouTube.
Bye.
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 I'm supposed to wave. I don't have hands. Yeah. Wave.
On our behalf.
Bye.
Wave more.
Bye.
Bye.
Tell us if you guys like YouTube better or VR better.
Like and subscribe below or something. I don't know.
And that subscribe button.